Hey all. So tonight we got to go evangelizing. We went out in our neighborhood here, and the four of us went out and we got to meet some people. We got to share about Jesus, and we got to serve people, doing just caring for different needs in the community and meeting neighbors, and yeah.
Yeah, so we were walking along, and this was an apartment complex, and there's a number of internationals that were there outside, and one guy was changing a tire, or actually one guy was working on his car. There's another guy that just happened to be walking by, providentially. And then there was a lady that was pulling out of the parking lot as we were standing there who had a flat tire, and she yells out the window, "Hey, do I have a flat tire?" We said, "Yeah, you do. Why don't you pull over here and we'll try to help you with that." So tried to help with the flat tire. Jeremy had to make a quick run home to get an air compressor. Long story short, we had a couple of great opportunities that the Lord showed up. He was preparing those hearts. Had a great conversation with one of the guys about the Lord and possibly doing a follow-up Bible study next week. And then Jeremy had a great conversation with the lady, and we were able to give her some information about how to contact us. So all in all, the Lord showed up. We had a great night together.
Hey, so Hannah and I were just out and evangelizing in my neighborhood, and what that looked like, what we were doing was really just praying and asking God to lead us to people, to soften hearts, to give us any words or anything that we could connect with people. We were able to connect with 4 people.
Yeah. About
3.5. And so it essentially looked like us, like walking up to people who were already outside. But there was one scenario where we felt led to actually knock on a door, and were able to connect with a couple, and that's what we did. And
what God did is He did everything. He's the one who led us to the people that we were supposed to talk to. He led us to one house, to this older couple, and we just got to talk to them, and he'd just spoken just some words over even that house before we got there, just like that there was like loneliness, and that they were older and that they were followers of Jesus, and all of those things really seemed to, 2 of them are objectively true, but one of them like definitely did seem to be true, and he just like really opened up to us, and that was encouraging. And then we were walking back, and there was some some people unloading their groceries, and so we just got to like help them with their groceries. And in that, I would say what God did is He brought Caleb to Bree and this little 7-year-old, and he was asked, he's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Bree, what's your name?" "Caleb." And then he's like, eventually, like, we got to talk to his mom, and she was super open too, and we're just like, it's like, "Can I come to your house?" And totally, like, this is where we live, like, come to the house and say hi, and just talk to his mom, and that was cool, and excited for further connection there. And then the Lord just encouraged us as we were going, and we had even had an interaction at first with these 2 middle-aged men, and we were just like sharing the good news with them and talking with them, and afterwards we're like, man, like, we don't have to be ashamed of this news. Like, this is the best news. Like, Jesus is the best. Like, He saved us and He gave us life, and He's Savior, He's Redeemer, He's friend. Like, we can knock on every door and tell people this, because this is the best news ever. So like, what God did, like, He encouraged us. And spurred us on.
Gave us so much joy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is what we did. We just spent some time in this neighborhood offering prayer. Had some interesting chance encounters. One was someone that was at a funeral. Yeah, I go over there. And one other person got to walk through the gospel with. So that's what we did. Dewey, what did you see God do?
So the funeral one was kind of interesting. We had a funeral at our church yesterday, and I was able to preach the gospel there. And today we were just randomly picked a neighborhood, knocking on doors, And this lady came to the door and is like, "You look really familiar." And she's like, "What church are you part of?" And I told her, and she's like, "Yeah, I was at the funeral yesterday." And so it's like, okay, so kind of a God thing. You know, why does God do that? I don't know. But we're faithful to be out, share the gospel, invited her into Bible study, and we got to talk to somebody that, you know.
Someone, I think the Lord really was just working in that conversation, and she was really open to a Bible study, perhaps with some other ladies. So we'll follow up with her. But it was encouraging just to walk through the gospel, and she would identify as a follower of Jesus, a believer, but without any encouragement, without any fellowship, and it seemed that she was hungry for that. So, and then I think God worked in our own hearts too. Just joy in the work and just seeing God, not knowing how God's going to show up, but he shows up in ways you don't expect. So it's good.
Hey guys, join my friends and I as we highlight 40 days in the harvest this summer. That means getting into the neighborhoods with the love and forgiveness of God found in Jesus. It means getting in the mud with people where they're at and helping them to journey in steps of obedience to Jesus as King of your life. It means inviting those who belong to him to pick up their identity as ambassadors of Christ to bring the good news of Jesus to their relational world. Because the harvest is plentiful and the labors are few. So, like and subscribe, join us, journey with us, because Jesus is meeting us in the harvest as he promised he would in his last command in the Gospel of Matthew as we make disciples of the nations.